Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. So today it's going to be pretty short. It's going to be pretty sweet. Um, this was to do my preview for the game tomorrow. We're playing Servette FC, and listen, honestly, yeah, up until like a couple of days ago, I don't know if a lot of people knew about Servette, to be honest. And this is one of the harsh lessons. We finished the season in sixth, and we still got dumped into the conference league. So this is where we're at. This is what we got to do. So I'm gonna do a quick preview. But as of like yesterday and this morning, there were a few like transfer news that I never really got the chance to talk about. So I think I'm gonna start off with the whole like Joao Felix move. Again, it was confirmed. It's official. He joins Chelsea. Um, I think he's got like a 6-year contract plus one, whatever. Gallagher, his move has been official as well. He's been training with Atletico Madrid. So, good luck to him on this new journey, experience. Listen, I really hope, he has a good time in Spain because, he has qualities that will be utilized in Madrid's team. So, good luck to him. And and then we got the whole here we go for Armando Broja to Ipswich Town. And this is contingent on them staying up. So guess who has gotten themselves another fan for the season? I'm going to be supporting Ipswich Town. Give me a second. I'm definitely gonna be supporting Ipswich this season. Here we go. Verbal agreement. Completed on initial loan deal. There will be a mandatory buy clause in case they avoid relegation. And the total package is going to be worth over 30 mil accepted by Chelsea. So again, for us and for me, I'm going to be looking at Ipswich Town and what they do this year. I hope they stay in the league because again, let's be honest, Broja doesn't really look like he has a future at Chelsea. If we're gonna call a spade, and it's so much better if like these players get the opportunity to go somewhere else and develop. Only because if you're gonna be here, you're gonna be on the bench for as long as it is. I don't think it's really productive to your career. These guys are professionals at the end of the day. So if you have to take a step back to take a step forward, then I don't really see it as being that big of a deal. You know what I mean? So again, I do wish him also the best with Ipswich Town. I hope he does really well. And then yeah, back to Felix again. I don't think I think he really divides opinions when it comes to the fan base because most people are like, we don't really need him. And again, reality is we don't. But the circumstances have made it possible that we get the player in the team. And with everything happening with Sterling, which again, I think the whole situation about him being left out before the game against Man City, we all kind of thought, okay, you know what, maybe this is the first game of the season. People are going to be left out. It's going to happen. When you have like 20 something people in the squad, there's going to be some people that are going to be left out of match days. At least that's what I thought it was going to be. So I didn't really look into it, but clearly there's been something going on. And I think the biggest, the craziest thing today was them giving his jersey to his jersey number to Pedro Neto. I mean, that's just ruthless. And it just shows that this management, if via Maresca ownership, we can people can argue they don't know what they're doing, but again, it's like, yeah, maybe not to you. And sometimes how they move seems like they don't know what they got going on, but they've been pretty consistent when it comes to getting people out the club. We might not agree with it. And unfortunately for Sterling, he's one of those guys that I don't really think he has not really set the world on fire since he's been here for like 3 seasons. One of the most experienced players on this team. Um, coming from a winning team, man. Honestly, I don't think his time here can really reflect how much he's getting paid when it comes to a salary. So I can understand them deciding to basically get him out of here. Is there an easier way to go about this? Honestly, yo, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know how you can tell someone of that caliber. You know, I don't know how that conversation goes, but at the end of the day, it's being done. Um, and look, I think if he leaves and he goes somewhere else and he performs, it's going to be a better professional and a career move for him anyway. Only because Sterling does not want to be on the bench out here. Okay, I don't think he wants to be here, not really getting game time. You know, the guy's like 28. He's getting to that point of his career where he needs the stability. He doesn't really need the uncertainty. So it's tough. You know, it's tough. Maresca was asked in, was it like the press conference, and he said, "Look, I've told Sterling, and I'm cool. I'm not. You know, this is not verbatim, but this is what I read from it. I've told Sterling. I've told Chilwell, you guys are not really going to be in my plans. If you stay here, that's cool because you still have a contract with the club. But for me, I'm not going to guarantee you game time because I already have other options in your positions. So then these guys have to figure out what they want to do. And I think later on, like a couple hours ago, there was some news coming in that Chelsea are trying to help Sterling find another move. Look, I think when it comes to Sterling, I think majority of the fans were kind of on the same page. I don't think it's really he hasn't really elevated himself since he's been here. Now, can you argue the team has been in so much of a disarray that him coming here didn't really suit, whatever he was about to do? Sure. Because again, let's be honest. The last 2 years have not been it. But you would expect someone like a Sterling's pedigree that when you come in, you can elevate this team, right? That's what good players do. That's what leaders do. And for the most part, again, I've said in a few videos, he's looked like one of the most inexperienced guys in this team, which is not great. For someone to be one of the highest paid players here, the level of responsibility and your output has to match what you're getting paid. And unfortunately, he has to go. He has to go. Um, I'm not going to make a big fuss. Look, I've seen my club get rid of players that we liked. Juan Mata, he left. Thibaut Courtois, yeah, with how he left wasn't the grace like the greatest. But again, we lost someone like that. Diogo Costa, he had to go. We've had quality players leave this team, so I'm not really gonna die on the hill when it comes to like the Sterling, Chilwells. Look, I think we needed an upgrade anyway, and from where we've been and where we're trying to go, if you're trying to really close the gap on, you know, the team that has been ahead of you, you have to add more quality and you actually have to be able to utilize the quality you're bringing into the team. So all of this, where is this player going to play? Where is that player going to play? I think Maresca in his press conference, he really wasn't taking any prisoners because it just sounded like they wanted to just ask him certain questions. And he said, look, this is what I'm going to do. These are the guys I want to use. I'm only training with about 21 to 22 people. That's it. No 42 people training with me. As much as the media would like people to know that, it's cool. But again, going on to tomorrow's game. Going on to tomorrow's game. Again, we play Servette. I This is one of those games, and like with the conference league, I think it's the kind of competition that your French players have to play. Your Viegas, depending on which center back partnership gets played in the league, the others have to use as opportunity to build some fitness, some sharpness. Um, I don't want to see the likes of Cole Palmer start this game. I wouldn't want to see Lavia start this game. Pedro Neto, I wouldn't want to see him start this game because we have to play Wolves on Saturday. So I think we have enough depth in the squad, and I think we should still be able to like field a team. We should be strong enough. to win this game. If we can't beat Servette at home, then we got bigger problems because everyone will tell you Chelsea should be winning the Conference League. So if we're going to be winning the Conference League, these are the games you have to be winning with ease. This is in London, home game. Listen, you go out, you put a dominant performance in. I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like this shouldn't be one of those banana skin games where you're tying 1-1, 2-2. This should not be a close game. That being said, there's never any results guaranteed. Teams like Servette will come over here and cause an upset. And then the question will be looked at, the question will be asked of the management team, what's going on? So again, there's really no guarantee, but this is one of those games we have to win. Like we have to win. It's just what it is. So I'm just gonna pull up my predicted lineup. With a predicted lineup, like I thought hard about it. I made a few changes last minute just because for me, I would have probably played let's just say in an ideal world, this would have been another game for like Jackson to pick up some match sharpness because he really looked really rusty against Man City. Cole Palmer didn't look on it. So potentially this would have been in a game where you give him like 60 minutes, 50 max, let him build some match fitness, some sharpness, and then you take him off. Neto, probably same thing. This would have been a game. Like all these guys, I would have given them like the first 50 to 60 minutes and then taking them off. But then again, I'm kind of like, I really don't want to take that risk. With 2 games into the season, I don't want to see our key players or players that I feel like are going to be key for us, getting injuries and we have to miss them for a couple of months. So for me in this game, I think I went with a pretty solid enough team where I think they can still get some a result. So let me get my team up on the screen. And hopefully this team doesn't go and embarrass me. I'm not sure if Maresca is going to play this team, to be honest with you. I don't think this is the team he's going to play. But if he did, I still don't think it will be that bad of a lineup. So here's my team on the screen. It's pretty straightforward. I don't want to see Sanchez, honestly, being our goalie, whether in Conference League, Premier League. I just don't think he's good enough, right? And will Jorgensen be an upgrade on Sanchez? It's yet to be known. Again, a lot of people have their own, things they think about this goalie. Some people say he's decent, others say he's crap. For me, I watched some of his comps. One of the biggest things he does that I never really did appreciate was always parrying the ball into the dangerous areas. Like goalies always have to parry the ball away from the goal. He just parries it right back into his own area. But 6'3", again, I typically prefer goalies to be 6'5", 6'6", much taller. 6'3" kind of gives, Kepa was like 6 foot, right? But that still kind of gives me a bit of PTSD. But again, Sanchez is tall and he's still shit. So Jorgensen starts for me. Defense, I went with Tosin. Again, he didn't get no game time against Man City. So I'm expecting and I'm hoping to get some game time. Desasi is just back from injury. I don't know if he's going to be started, but I would play Desasi in the middle of that. If we switch to a back 3, then again, I'll play Desasi as a central center back. The other the left center back in this formation is Viega. We have to see who we paid for. From the preseason games and the little bit we've seen about Viega, he looks like he has the aggression. He looks like he could play out from the back, which again, that's what Maresca is trying to do. Defensively, he looks adequate enough to play. So why not see him against Servette? If Viega can't get no game time in games like this, then where are you going to get no game time? Because in the Premier League, you're going to have to compete with Cucurella. I don't see him displacing Cucurella anytime soon. So Viega starts for me left center back. If this formation switches to a back four, again, Gusto slides right to right back. You have your two center backs, Viegas your left back. So again, these guys are still somewhat in comfortable positions, and you don't require too much changes, to see them having a decent game. Midfielders, I went with Gusto and Caicedo. Again, I would not risk um, Lavia in this game. And to be fair, like I would have probably not played Gusto anyway in this game, and I would have just left it with Enzo and Caicedo as the two sixes. But I just have a feeling he's going to play Gusto anyway, so I'm going to play Gusto. Caicedo again. He also needs some match sharpness and fitness against Man City. He did not look all that good. So why not give him a game, 90 minutes, let him just get a feel for it. You're attacking four. I went with Madueke. Again, Noni ideally should have played against Man City. He had the most minutes out of most of our attackers anyway. He looked good in preseason. And I think against Man City, that game was sort of calling for his, set of skill set. Someone to come in, apply pressure to that back line, take his man on, try to be dangerous, and try to be effective on the wings. He never came into that game. For me, I would have taken Palmer off at some points against Man City and just give Noni some minutes, see what he can get out of that fullback. But for me, he starts this game. He should get full 90, no changes. Chukwuemeka, again, it was a toss up between him and Enzo, but I'll rather just see Carney because if Carney can't get minutes in the Conference League, he's getting sold. Like it's looking like if you're not getting picked into like the match day squad and the teams, yeah, you should be really worried about your future. So it was a toss up between Enzo and Chuck. I went with Carney just because I want to see the guy get some game, some games. He didn't look great in preseason, but I don't think he should be that bad against Servette. And of course, Shrewsbury Hall. Again, with all these options that we have now, your Nkunkus, your Netos, your Palmers, it's looking like Shrewsbury Hall's position is really, really going to be um, not defined because you have all these other guys in front of you. Enzo in that role is going to be in front of you. Lavia comes into this team. That's another position someone is taking. You got Nkunku playing in the central areas. Felix can play in those areas. It's just too many options for you to be considered and and a constant in this team. Again, for me, if you compare him to Gallagher, I think I like Shrewsbury Hall's skill set only because if you look at the formation we're trying to play, it's more of a possession style base, and he's good on the ball. He knows the Maresca system, so I don't see him um, not having a good time with the team. I think his skill set are kind of suited to what we're trying to do. It's just going to come down to game time. Would he get it? I I don't know. His position is too crowded, man. Like Shrewsbury Hall might be like the fourth choice, like number 8 in this position /10. So hopefully he gets full 90 in this game. He doesn't get taken off. Let him enjoy himself out there, man. Again, on the other side, some people would have preferred to see Pedro Neto. If if Felix was registered in time and signed in time, would we have wanted to see him? Potentially. But you know what? Mudrik, these are the games where he is also going to have to get his minutes, or else he might be the next on the chopping block. I don't think his position in this team is safe. Luckily for him, again, they paid about 62 million for him without all these add-ons. And again, he's on a decent salary. So his salary is really not up there for them to be trying to move him on immediately. Unlike Sterling, again, Sterling is on 325. So if they look at the team and they feel like you're not being productive, then they're kicking you out. For him, he might be a bit safer because salary ain't all that high. He still has more room for growth. How much growth we're going to see from Mikhailo, Honestly, yo, it's I don't know. Like he's one of those guys. He looks like he has all the attributes of someone who can be very electric, someone who can be entertaining, someone who can really make an impact. Pace, he's got it. Passing ability, I believe he's got that as well. But his shooting, like you see Mudrik in training, and then his shooting is like so much more composed. And then when you see him in games, that shit's going out of the stadium. So I don't know, man. I think this is his time to really have a big season. No matter how much game time he has to perform. Or I honestly think the writing might be on the wall for Mudrik. And then the striking option, I just went with Gil. Jackson, they don't look the best against Man City. Um, and again, this is not the game I will risk Jackson in anyway. It ain't like we have another striker option, you know. So for me, Gil starts this game. And on paper, this is still a pretty decent team when you look at the type of opposition we're going to play. If you play this team against some of these the teams in the Premier League, then I'll probably be a bit worried just because I'll be like, yeah, I can see, you know, your Ipswich Towns, your West Hams, I can see your Fulhams really giving this team a run for their money. And again, with this team, we probably could lose some of these games. But in the Conference League, though, this team should be able to go out there and get all 3 points convincingly. Like, I mean, anything less than like a 3-0 for me, it would. I mean, we'll still take the win at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong. I'll take the win, but you want it to be a bit convincing. If this team, again, I don't know what Maresca is going to do, if I'm being honest with you. I think if I had to honestly think what he's going to do, because this is what I want to see, right? If I think what he's going to do, I see Enzo playing in this position. Um, I see I see Nkunku playing in this position. I see Neto playing on the left. I definitely do see Madueke, but I think he'll probably bring it Lavia in for Caicedo. If I had to predict what Enzo will do, this is just what I want to see because I still think these guys need some minutes. Like even with the options on the pitch right now, you still have Palmer on the bench, Nkunku, Neto, Jackson. Um, Fafana is now going. I don't think. I think Cole might still be going, but you still have Cole. You have Cucurella. You have options, you know. But this team, hopefully, they get the results. Again, if I had to predict the scoreline, I probably will go for a comfortable. I'll do. Let me go 4-1. Let me go 4-1 just because I feel like we might concede a goal. And Servette might not really be a dead team as most people might think. I know nothing about them, so I still have to give them the respect that I believe they should require. So I'll go for a 4-1. Goal scorers, I see Madueke getting a goal in this game. I'll say, I'm tempted to say Mudrik, but I just don't see it. But I'll go Madueke. I will go Mudrik. Um, I'll go Drewsbury Hall. And then I will go. mm, I'll go Chukwuemeka. So I'm basically going with the four guys playing behind the striker. Do I see Gil getting a goal? I don't think so. I mean, Gil has looked good in preseason. His movement, great. Hold up play, great. Physicality, great. Just that finishing. There's no conviction when it comes to him taking a shot, or when he does, it's just not barely on target. But if he can get a goal in this game, hey, it doesn't help your confidence at all. And look, these are some of the minutes he's going to have to take because if we're not able to sign Osherman, then at least you're definitely going to be guaranteed some more minutes because now it's just you and Jackson as the forwards at the club. So this will be my predicted lineup. Again, hopefully tomorrow they don't go and embarrass me and embarrass us because if we lose to Servette, yeah, we're not going to be able to live that down. I'm sorry. Like if we do, yeah, we deserve all the cooking we get. Just because, like, I wouldn't even be able to tell you two players who play for Servette. Even if I looked up their names, I wouldn't even know anything about these guys. So hopefully tomorrow we go and we get the dub. But people, this has been another video brought to you by me. If this is your first time coming across my content, if you like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on 68. I'll keep trying to push it out there. Like the video if you see it, if you like it, definitely like it, share it. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow I come back with a decent match review, and it's now like a 2-1 to Servette, and I'm just fuming because anything more than a convincing win tomorrow, I'm really not gonna like it. I'm not even gonna hold you. But guys, it's been fun doing this again. Support the channel. Let's help it grow. And I think, yeah, I'll be back for the match preview tomorrow. I would, but and if hopefully tomorrow we hear some serious transfer developments. Like I know the Lukaku thing again, it's happening. Conversations are going on. I believe as long as we're able to get him out of here, sign Osimhen, I'm cool. If we don't sign Osimhen, please give me another striker. Just because we cannot go into the season with Jackson as our only number 9. I'm sorry. Like he picked up from where he left off last year. Just unconvincing when it comes to shooting. He does everything well. Jackson is just, he's like an enigma. Like he does everything well. He makes the hardest things look so effortless. And then when it just comes to shooting, yeah, Jackson forgets to do that. So hopefully there's developments on the Osimhen front. But guys, it's been fun. I'll see you in the next video.